This is Somewhere Far, a Piper Woods mystery, Book 4, written by Molly Black, narrated by Caroline. Prologue. Soon, Ethan Blackwell thought, the knowledge as sweet as stolen nectar. Soon I'll be free again. He could feel the tickle of anticipation in his chest, like 1,000 minuscule spiders crawling beneath his skin, as he stared out the small window of the prison van. The van was a nondescript steel box on wheels, its insides just as bleak as its exterior. A row of benches lined both sides, bolted securely to the floor, and 3 men sat shackled to them by their wrists and ankles: Ethan Blackwood, Gabriel Wolfe, and Mason Cross. The oppressive air inside the vehicle seemed to thicken in the presence of this dangerous company, each of them harboring their own dark secrets. Blackwood's thoughts turned to the 2 prison guards responsible for this transport. Owen Callister sat in the driver's seat, separated from the prisoners in the back by a mesh grate, his eyes locked on the endless stretch of road before him. The other guard, a man named Pete Drucker, sat among the prisoners. Sullen and mean-looking, he didn't bother hiding his contempt for the men he was tasked to watch over. His eyes darted between them like a snake tracking its prey, ready to strike at the slightest provocation. "Enjoy your last moments of freedom," he said, his voice a low growl. "You'll be rotting away soon enough." Blackwood met Drucker's gaze without flinching, his own eyes cold and calculating. He had long grown accustomed to the animosity of those who guarded him. But there was something about Drucker's seething hatred that made it sound as if each word carried a promise of violence behind it, waiting patiently to be unleashed. "You'll get what's coming to you," Blackwood thought. "Just wait." The silence returned, heavy and suffocating, as the men continued their journey. Blackwood tapped his fingers on his shackled wrist, wondering how much longer it would be. He stole a glance at Gabriel Wolfe. Wolfe caught the glance and gave him a crooked grin, his eyes dancing with madness. Wolfe was a wild card. His reputation preceded him, his name synonymous with chaos and destruction. Mason Cross, on the other hand, was an enigma. He had never quite fit in among the other inmates, his quiet demeanor unsettling in its own way. Blackwood found himself unsure of what to make of Cross, but he knew better than to underestimate anyone. He'll stay out of the way if he knows what's good for him. As the prison van rumbled onward, Blackwood felt the weight of the unknown press down upon him like a leaden shroud. But beneath that oppressive burden, the fire of determination burned brightly. Soon he would be free again, and nothing would stand in his way. The seconds ticked by as the van rumbled along, bouncing over potholes. Outside the window, the Colorado sky.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?